we live? What's good, great people? I am Ezel Moon, and I have a special guest in the building today. Brandon Scott, co-founder of Tequila with Friends, shall be joining me for a frank conversation. I honestly have been looking forward to this one. That's my frat brother, and yeah, man, it's a lot of things that are better with friends, and clearly, founding a tequila company is one of those things. And I'm going to learn more about that tonight on a frank conversation. Intro. My good brother, how you feeling?
Man, what's going down, bro?
Dog, you already know. Just trying to keep it together, uphold it, pledge allegiance to our cause, everything.
Man, Rudy to the kills.
Root to the good bros. So, dog, I would jump into the questions that I have prepared for you, but I really want to get into something that I don't have on here. And first off, staying locked in with people, actually keeping that friendship for years, because some of the people that you're with, not like it's not just a business. This isn't a business relationship. No, this spans college, high school, middle school, element. How is it that you keep that relationship with somebody?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not easy. It's definitely takes a lot of work on both sides to really invest intentionally, especially like a lot of my friends are married, have kids, have businesses, have their own stuff going on. So like you absolutely got to put in time, you got to put in energy, you got to put in effort to like really build those relationships, even if it's just once a year. It's like, hey, I'm gonna pull up on you for homecoming. All right, bet. That's gonna be our one time this year. We're gonna make sure we, get to hang out. But I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm checking in, I'm checking on the family throughout the year as well.
And that's the thing that it's a lot. It seems like if you're not the friend that hits people up every single day, or people tend to get for lack of better words, in their feelings,
Yeah.
And now the relationship becomes rocky because of the fact that, hey, I don't have that daily presence from you. I think that there's not that much room inside of relationships that people are building nowadays for that distance to, like, hey, I have to handle my stuff. That way I have to be able to make sure that my cup is full. That way
Yeah.
I can pour into your cup as well.
100%. 100%. That's it's an interesting thing that you bring that up. So over the last couple of years, I've gotten married. I have my son. He's 1 year old. He's a year old now. And life is different. Like my priorities are different. My time is different. My schedule is very different than it used to be. So that's been one of those things where I have a few friends that I've had to try to have those really frank conversations with, like, hey, it's not that. It's now this. This is the next. This is the next chapter of our relationship. It's still all love, but like this is my seat. I have shit to do, and that's
Exactly.
just it is. And some folks have gotten that better than others. I think everybody gets it in their own time, but you have to kind of just know, one, your boundaries, and two, what you stand on and like what your priorities are.
Talk about it, man. Because it's not like, hey, when we were younger, when we had all the free time, when we were broken without responsibilities, we could have did anything and everything, but now we have stuff to do. We have families to take care of. There are people that are actually depending on us. I wonder, dog, for you at this stage, what is the most important thing to you?
Yeah, definitely. Wouldn't be that obviously relationship with God first, but after that, I would say my wife and then my son are like 1A, 1B for me. Making sure they're taken care of, making sure they're straight, making sure home is taken care of first. My wife, holds it down here for us and allows me to go out and then build a tequila with friends, do my regular day job, and then allow me to be active in the frat, in the community, etc. So, taking care of home bases, like you build a house, the foundation needs to be sound first.
Amen. So she actually lets you be out with the bros then.
She does. Like I'm rocking with Theta Alpha up here in the grad chapter now, and she lets me do what I need to do and move around and get out and try to put some time in with the kids here, with the kids is here, part of
Yeah,
Theta Alpha as well. We have like the Sparks program with the
nice.
youngsters. So she lets me go handle business, which I
That,
appreciate.
that's a blessing, dog. That's a blessing. Yeah, they say that one of the biggest decisions that you'll ever make in your life is, in fact, the person that you yoke yourself with.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, um, because that helps determine just about everything else, especially when it comes to the life that you bring into the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree with that more. I am definitely blessed. I'm a happy man.
Amen. All right. I want now. I actually have some things I wrote down here. Tequila heads.
Yeah, man.
Dog, you were blogging about different brands.
Yeah,
I love when like people find things that make them just nerd out. Like I personally nerd out over like, anime, manga, just little other stuff, right?
yeah,
But the fact that you like were like, you know what, tequila, I like this. You went hard with it. So where is Tequila Heads at now? And
yeah,
like,
yeah.
did you gotta let it go or what happened?
Yeah, yeah. So for us, man, like we just consider ourselves tequila heads before we started Tequila with Friends,
Right.
about almost 6 years ago now. When we originally came up with the concept for Tequila with Friends, originally it was just a blog about tequila. We love
Right.
tequila. We wanted to go out there, meet other folks that really love tequila. Some backdrop and context into like why tequila. So first day of undergrad, went to UT Austin. First day on campus, I actually found out I was type 1 diabetic.
Right.
And, that really changed the trajectory of my life and could have derailed me. But, had good friends that stayed with me, rock with me. And of course, as you start drinking in college, having a good time, and then obviously being the bros, would
Right.
try obviously a lot of whiskey, beer, etc.
Yeah.
Shoot my sugar through the roof. And as I got closer to trying like tequila, I actually figured out, oh shit, this is something my body actually metabolizes well. So
Right.
for me, it's something that I could do easily. It wasn't shooting my sugar through the roof. And then of course, my friends being good friends, obviously being the bros too, but came over to start enjoying tequila with me. And that's kind of where that passion for tequila really started from, just like from a health scare more than anything.
Right.
And then from there, it's just us being really, really, really curious, and really putting energy and effort into spending time in the city of tequila in Guadalajara, actually getting to
Right.
know different brands, understanding the process, etc. Really kind of just helped us take off, and really launch Tequila with Friends.
Now, it's funny that you said that because I was literally going to bring up that type about you being a type 1 diabetic and that, your friends even just got even more acclimated to drinking more tequila with you because of the fact that that's what your body can metabolize. Now, in that, I feel like that speaks to a level of friendship that people, don't usually get in this lifetime, where, hey, like I will alter certain habits that I have, just so that I can make sure that you're able to enjoy as well. You
Yeah.
know, that is a beautiful thing. Uh, I want to go. I want to go into. Did you stop? Like, did you like when you realize? Like, did you stop? Just cut everything else off cold turkey, or do you like still like, oh, you know what? Every now and again, let me try.
Man,
Or
it's gonna have to be something special for somebody, and that's all they have. But
right.
I have never not drinking tequila and drinking something else on purpose ever.
Mm,
I mean, if I go to play, especially for certain kinds of spirits, if they only have vodka, then I'm probably just gonna get water or something and just take it easy that night. But
right.
yeah, I'm never picking anything over tequila. Tequila is I'm gonna feel good in the morning. It's gonna be
Right.
obviously I know my tequila, so I'm gonna pick a damn good one if I can enjoy my own.
Right.
But no, I'm never picking anything over tequila. I think
Oh,
too. I
mhm.
also don't want like a high sugar, and I don't want to deal with the sugar roller coaster just from like a diabetic standpoint. So nah, I'm good.
I I definitely respect that. I definitely respect that. I was gonna ask you, man, but I don't want to just shout out the competition like that. But
Yeah,
what is like what's one that you would go to if you can't get your own?
yeah. Honest to God, man, Florida Laser is phenomenal. A lot of people don't know about it for whatever reason. Well, I guess if you're not a tequila head, you probably wouldn't know it, but it's solid. Like it's damn good.
Okay. Wait, hold on. You know what? Send me the name after that because send me the name later because I want to because I'm realized it's funny. It's funny to me because today, right? It seems like everybody's just drawn to Casa,
Yeah, it's one of the other names.
Don, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
y'all, I didn't know because
it's another good shit.
I, yeah, it's like now, like no, I just feel like what makes them so much more popular nowadays is just is branding. Like
Yeah,
knowing the people that are behind it that say, okay, we're gonna push this here, here,
mm,
and here.
yeah,
What is your target audience with your tequila?
yeah. Definitely, I would definitely say millennials. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously, black first, but millennial men and women are definitely our target audience. I will say we've gotten a good amount of love from Gen X as well. So kind of that generation that's right before us has shown us a lot of love as well.
That's a blessing. When it comes to like where you want your tequila to be seen, you
Yeah.
know, like where exactly do you want that?
Yeah, no doubt. So we're a brand built on friendship, man. So like
Mm-hmm.
I will say this, and I've been saying this since before our stuff was in stores. What
Mm-hmm.
makes me happy is seeing a bottle of tequila with friends amongst a group of people. Like I want friends to be able to. I want this to be like a weapon or a tool that gets friends together to have a good time. Like you'll see on our bottle here, it says "Good times, great friends, memories that last a lifetime" on here, and like that's what we're about. Like we absolutely want to bring people together. We want to be able to like be one of those things that's in the background and people aren't even thinking about, but it's the thing that's helping liquidate and everybody having a damn good time. It's like,
Right.
man, grab another bottle of that. Like, let's just keep this
Yeah.
thing going.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I will say this: Tequila Friends has kept a couple of nights going on
There
my
we go.
on my end. Like, oh yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
repo and the silver.
yeah.
I love both, but you know what I need, right?
Oh yeah, it's out
You
now,
know,
baby.
I need that,
Out.
right? You know, I
It's
need that
finally
right
out.
there.
It took us a
No,
while.
I will drive to Dallas to just go pick it up
It actually just
myself.
hit the Houston stores too. So bottles, actually just saw them a couple of days ago. Bottles on navigation. Shout out to Corey. He's a Sigma. He actually went to TSU.
Yeah.
He shows us a lot of love, always rocking with us. But bottles over there is in Edo in Houston. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, they got some already. So shout
Okay.
out to him, man.
Okay. He's the one. He's the one that's over that location.
Yep, he owns it. Yeah, he's a
Oh
man.
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll slide through. That's
Yeah,
easy money for
yeah,
sure. I need that one.
yeah.
Let's see. That first trip to Guadalajara. You know, uh, where was your mind when you were getting on the plane? And what did you feel like you want to have accomplished by the time you got back?
Yeah, that's a damn good question. Where's my mind? My mind was just open. My mind was like, I have no idea what we're walking into. Like, had a few meetings scheduled. Let's see what the hell happens. Super, excuse me, just open, explorative. Let's just see what happens. Like, we have no idea what we're walking into.
Uh-huh.
I think the first couple of years, first 2 to 3 years after that, still like none of us came from the spirits industry. None of us had any idea the amount of paperwork, the amount of logistics, the amount of all of the above that would go into just trying to get the business started and then trying to get it up and running. And now we're live across the state of Texas. We have a pretty good footprint in the DMV area, so DC,
Yeah.
Maryland, Virginia, a little bit in Southern California. We just got our license for Oklahoma and Louisiana as well. So
Nice.
definitely was not looking that far forward. I think for me, I was just like, let's go find the best manufacturing partner we can work with. Find some people that I can trust that I want to come back down here and do business with, and it was just that simple. And I think we ended up finding that, and it's been a really great partnership. Learned a shit ton actually over the years, and it's been a really good job, good opportunity.
When it comes to the production process, can you give us like a little bit of insight from taking it from agave to bottle?
Yeah, yeah. So obviously you of course take the agave, you're
Mhm.
taking the hearth, and then what you're doing is then you're putting it in what's called an autoclave. So you're basically heating this agave up, and then you go through a process where you're extracting the agave from the actual plant itself, and
Right.
then that goes into probably the largest tubes I've ever seen that are actually fermenting it and then actually bringing the alcohol level up. So the same way, like if you ever heard anybody doing like moonshine, like when they're
Right.
in whatever they're using to make alcohol, you're doing the exact same thing, but you're using 100% blue agave to do the same thing. What makes ours a little different is we're using a blend of blue agave from both the highlands, which is an area within Jalisco, like a highlands. So think 4,000 feet high, and then the lowlands, which is damn near sea level. So Highland agave tends to be sweeter, while lowland agave tends to have more of kind of a vegetal, kind of earthier tone to it.
Right.
The reasoning behind it usually is because the water is flowing downhill to the lowlands, and I guess because you have all the different soils and different kinds that are kind of mixed up, that's what changes the actual taste of the agave and gives it a different taste than from the Highland tequila.
You
Highland
know,
agave.
I wondered when I was when I was looking at when I was trying to do my research, um, what is that difference between tequila, reposado, and anejo?
Yep. So the silver usually, so the only thing that's different about all of them is just the amount of time it's aged. So literally the
Got
amount of
it.
time that it sits in a barrel. Obviously, folks are using different barrels. Tequila with Friends, we use American white oak barrels. Um, Blanco can be aged from zero, basically completely unaged, which ours is, up to 3 months. So there are a couple of brands out there that age it a little bit. So you'll see a slightly different hue to it. Reposado is between 3 months to a year. And then añejo is between 1 year to 3 years. And then extra añejo, which, unless you're like a tequila head, most people never try because it's insanely expensive, means it's been aged at least 3 years, 3 or more years. So you have Blanco and then Reposado and then Añejo and then extra Añejo. That's why when you go to the store, you see the prices, the amount of the
The
price
prices jumps, yeah.
because it's been sitting in a barrel, waiting to just age and then gets pulled and then gets bottled and then gets across the border, etc. Like that's what's actually changing the color and then changing the taste of it is based on the barrels that it's in and how long it's been in there.
So then the anejo that you have has been for at least 3 years.
No, this is a yet añejo. Extra añejo is 3 years. Our
Okay, gotcha.
añejo is actually for right over 18 months.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep, yep,
Oh
yep.
yeah, yeah. I'm definitely get.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good night though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Now, when it comes to what part of your Oak Cliff upbringing do you feel like you bring to your business acumen? Especially as you're navigating this industry that you've you've been growing in.
Yeah, yeah. I would definitely say just grit, perseverance.
Mm,
Honestly, more than anything. As I said earlier, having no experience in it, and then you just being hungry for knowledge, hungry to keep learning, hungry to keep trying, getting a lot of doors closed in our face, especially as we were ramping up and getting our first few stores. You're constantly out pitching the stores, you're pitching to a distributor, you're pitching to customers, and you get a lot of no's. You're gonna get a ton of no's. So like, how do you get those first few people that are willing to work with you and give you a chance to say, you know what? All right, cool. I'll give you guys a shot, and then come in there and just knock it out the park. And I think
mm.
that's the biggest part. Is just having the persistence, perseverance, and then just the grit to say, okay, cool. I got 5 no's. Let me go get my first yes.
All those no's have usually turned people away from whatever it is that they were trying to pursue. You
Definitely.
know, what was the hardest no that you've had to deal with, and how did you overcome that? And what did you learn about yourself through that process?
Yeah, definitely. I would say probably the hardest no was on the distribution side of the house. So
Mm.
for folks that don't know, within the liquor industry, because most of the rules were done like after prohibition. So honestly, a lot of them don't make sense. They're like built in like the 30s and 20s and shit. You have to have a distributor to sell to any store. So if you think about the Specs, Total Wine, Goody Goody, any box chain or small store, Tequila with Friends, we legally cannot sell to them. We have one person we can sell to in the state of Texas, and that's our distributor. And then they have a distribution network that can sell to other places. But you're constantly pitching to everybody. So once you lock down a distributor, they're the ones actually fulfilling the orders and taking care of like that other side, logistics side of your business once it gets across the border. I would say one of the hardest no's was like finding the right distribution partner. Was like probably one of the hardest things because you literally can make no money, even if you have a million people that want your product. If you don't have a distributor that's going to carry it and help it get to locations, then nobody will ever be able to try your product.
That would, man. I wait. That's
Yeah, man.
really that's difficult, man.
Yeah.
That's difficult, man. Like
Yeah,
what?
so Texas has what's called the three-tier system. So you have manufacturing, distribution, and then like what we consider retail. So think about
Right.
whatever liquor store is closest to you. So that's a tier. Manufacturing, we're in a tier, and then this middle tier is distribution. So every tier has certain things they can do and things they can't do. Um, for a new brand, a small brand, black owned brand, sometimes finding the right distribution partners is tough, especially in the beginning when you don't have the sales, you don't have the data to back you up that, hey, I'm a good partner. You should bring me in. You should bring in the product. I'll be a good partner to work with. And you don't have anything like you're trying to sell them on you and then sell them on an idea. And at times, honestly, that was really hard, especially because when we were in the middle of interviewing and locking down distribution partners, COVID happened. So we couldn't just we couldn't just go and pitch in person. We were literally like we're doing now, pitching on Zoom. So we would go take product to them. Like we would leave it at the doorstep, and then me and then our COO would come back and pitch via Zoom. So we got plenty of no's for folks that just didn't want to give us a shot. And then ultimately found a partner that we've been with for the last couple of years, which has been just a blessing. Like they take care of business, they handle business.
Right. Is there any black owned distribution network? Like, or black owned black distributors that,
I know
maybe
of
that are
that have started. I don't
right.
know any that have a really large footprint, and that's the tough spot. Is like you need somebody that if you're looking at just the state of Texas, you need somebody that knows folks at Specs, at Goody Goody,
Mm,
at Total Wine, because not only is that big store taking a chance on us, they're taking a chance on our distributor because that's who they're actually doing business with. And they want to make sure they're bringing them quality product that's going to move and have velocity to be able to pull through the store. So there are a few. I've seen some come and go, to be honest with you. But I think I know another one that just recently started. I think he's still getting his footing underneath him. He's based here in Dallas. But yeah, not very many though. There really aren't. Not even
mm.
across the U.S. from what we've seen.
Well, what I was going to ask you was, how far are we away from the entire thing, top to bottom, being something where at every level you have to interact with someone that looks like you and I?
Yeah, honest to God, we're not as close as I would like to be. I think
Mm,
there are new businesses popping up all the time, which is dope. Like we're working with as many as we can, whether it be an event we're sponsoring or like we need XYZ or POS stuff. We're trying to work through folks that have like screen printing companies that do black work, uh,
mm,
that are black people that do quality work. And I think
mm.
you know as more folks learn about the industry, as more people see themselves in it and start businesses, I think we're going in the right direction. Uh, I think we got a hell of a lot more work to do, though.
Mm.
Honestly,
No, you're not wrong. I think
it,
I've
it,
always
it, to some degree, it's still a good old boys network, and we need to continue changing that. I would say I've seen over the last couple of years, probably the last 2 years, yeah, almost 2 years now, you're seeing more organizations pop up like a Pronghorn that are literally going out of their way to invest in black brands. So you're starting to see more
mm.
of the folks in the industry change and look like us, but we're not where we need to be. I mean, I don't even think any other person in the industry would say that.
Do you think that what do you feel like is the inhibitors when it comes to that? Because
Capital,
I
definitely, absolutely capital, not even close.
yeah, yeah,
Un-
yeah,
because you got to think about it. If you're a distributor, now you have to have people that are out selling. So that's
right.
you're paying salaries for sales. Then you need to have trucks that are reliable. So you think about the logistics side of the house. You need to have know-how in terms of if you're dealing with products that are imported, how do you fill out the importation paperwork correctly? How are you, dealing with different clients? And then, outside of your Dallas and Houston, think about like a lot of other small cities in Texas, they're still very much don't look like us. So you need somebody that can go in there and sell and pitch and the rest of that stuff. So yeah, I think from a capital standpoint, that's probably one of the hardest things is just getting the capital right, getting your insurance right, understanding the industry. And I think as we're starting to see capital flow a little bit freer, or you see some of these accelerators where folks can join to start different companies, is getting better. But we got a long way to go, though.
Man, when we come back from this commercial break, I really want to continue this conversation because I feel like there's so much more that needs to be learned in regards to just not only just the industry but also about yourself. Thanks so much again for being here. We're gonna take this commercial break and we will be back. Commercial.
The Lioness Amanda Nunes officially retired over the weekend, and shout out to her. Thank you for all the ass whoopings that I won money off.
I think I lost
once when she lost to what's her name? When she lost to Pena.
Yep. Athletes do, and I'm going back to the professional players and stuff. It's kind of like it's mandatory mandated because of the league. The league overall wants to look charitable. But then you have players that go beyond that.
The writing was on the wall that it was going to happen. So
yeah, because if he would have lost, that would have been like retribution for him not coming back, sooner.
No. You don't understand. We in Saudi Arabia, dog.
Yeah.
If Grammy don't win, we riot.
And we're back. Shout out to my guys over there at on Monday. RG and One Mike. Make sure you guys check them out. Before we left, we were talking about the distance between, where we can see each other at every level. Mm-hmm. I've always had this thought process of, hey, let us kind of like with the HBCUs and PWIs thing. Let us have our own tables, but let us also have seats at other people's tables. That way we can gain the knowledge and bring it back to our own tables. Mm-hmm. When it comes to building that network where like you said, there are going to be small towns where hey, if you don't look look like them, it's gonna be it's gonna be way more challenging for you to get your product in there. Do you even think that we should be in those spaces? Like, sincerely speaking.
No. I think that's fair. I would say the majority of the places that we work with, like a retail footprint, we're not in those spaces. And we don't worry about it. Like we go, you asked who our target audience was earlier. We are going directly to them, and we're intentionally doing that, and just loving on the folks that love on us. So do I think we should be allowed in those spaces? Hell yeah, I do. But do I think that we should prioritize that versus taking care of our own first? Probably not. Like, I don't think that's a recipe for success, period. I wouldn't suggest that to anybody, especially in a capital constrained, capital heavy business. Like, you should go where you can get the love first. And I think you're starting to see more folks do that. It's just so few. Like, when I think about Houston, one great thing about y'all down there is you have so many, like quite a few Black owned liquor stores. In DFW, I know of 3. And that's, it's just a problem here. Like you have the issue that exists in every single part of the supply chain, and it makes it tough. So you have to get used to working with folks that are, don't look like us, and working well and building good working relationships just to continue to grow and scale, so you can get out and be able to fulfill your people's needs too when you get an opportunity to do that.
Where's your next state that you feel like? I know you want to become the Texas's favorite tequila.
Oh,
that's gonna definitely happen. But as far as the next state, I know you said you have space in the DMV, and shout out to K Prince. Afro Beats and Wine Festival is coming up. It's going to be down here in Houston, and I'm definitely hoping that you are part of that. So
bro.
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. But no, for for other states go, I was thinking, Georgia, as far as like Atlanta goes, because of the type of market that Atlanta has, and what other spaces were you thinking of?
Yeah, so the state, we don't have a Georgia license yet. So the state
Right.
license that we actually have, and sometimes, to be honest with you, man, and I would have not guessed this before getting into this business, some of these state licenses are so damn expensive every single year. It would
Really?
your mind, thousands of dollars just so you can like sell a single bottle. So the next license, the two licenses that we got this year are Louisiana and Oklahoma. Oklahoma we're probably launching in January, just to be honest. So that'd probably be the next state we go to. So our one of our other co-founders, Cornelius, he actually played football at the University of Tulsa. He's a Bruz as well, and he has a really strong network in Oklahoma already. His wife's from Oklahoma, so he just knows a lot of folks there. So it's a lot easier for us to build the foundation that we need to ultimately like help us continue to grow the brand from like a on-premise standpoint as well as off-premise, as well as just having folks that can easily go check on accounts, make sure things are going smoothly, etc. So Oklahoma's probably going to be the next state we launch into, and then Louisiana should be shortly thereafter.
Most definitely. When you got,
I want to address the Georgia piece. We get a ton of sponsorship requests from stuff in Georgia all the time. Honest to God, I cannot wait to launch it. Let me be I don't have no problem saying this on your show. We don't have the capital to go properly launch Georgia and take care of home. Like Georgia is gonna, I mean, Atlanta's dope, like one of the best cities in the country. The amount of people that we would want to touch and talk to and build with and build a sales team there and build folks that can help us take care of the market. We're not at the point where we can do that in addition to take care of the markets that we are already active and live in, just from a capital standpoint. So, and that's when you asked about earlier, like one of the highest like hurdles that you have to jump over or whatever as you scale and build out businesses is capital. And honestly, like that's the position you find yourselves in, which is sometimes a challenge and sometimes it's good. It forces you to actually ruthlessly prioritize what is important today. And right now, like that's, becoming Texas's favorite tequila, taking care of both Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and some of the surrounding cities. But that's what's most important today as we launch some of these other states that are kind of regional. Basically, think of 90. Like that's the approach that we're taking. So obviously, Oklahoma, Louisiana, et cetera. But that's the reason we can do that. And part of it is just because if we have an event in Oklahoma, I can easily get up there in 3-4 hours driving. Same thing for Arkansas. Similarly for Louisiana. So that's kind of the approach we're taking, just because resources are limited at the end of the day.
No, it makes absolute sense. It makes a ton of sense to me. Especially when you just from a logistics standpoint and how you described it, just being able to get to all these different spaces. But I know for a fact though, when you guys are ready to like make your documentary about Tequila Friends, I better be the guy that's
you got it, dog.
You guys. Like you just call me, because the fact that the whole team is Bruz, I'll personally take it as like dog, what happened to me?
I got you, dog. Don't you even worry. Don't you worry. We still got a hell of a lot of work to do.
I believe that, and I say this wholeheartedly, that this will be literally one of the best tequilas that the world has ever had in their clubs, in any space where friends are gathering. And I mean that, because dog, if I did not like the tequila, I would have told you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I would have.
I love being the Bruz. I know you
literally pulled you to the side. I'd be like, dog, I ain't gonna, this ain't it. But this, this isn't because we nothing. Like, this is on some like, hey, as somebody who's a tequila connoisseur, this is good. Like through and through.
Yes,
like,
sir.
I want to get into, I was gonna say breaking down the shield.
No, I know. I got you. The TWF logo. I got you. I know exactly what you mean. So,
because I was like, I put it together, but I just wanted to verify.
All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. I'll do it super quick. So you have what are the 4 elements that make up tequila with friends. So at the top, you can start with the blue agave. Obviously, that's what actually creates tequila. And it's like for us, it's been one of the linchpins of our friendship because of our love for tequila. And that the left, you have an album, kind of the music being that universal language of friends. We've gone to music festivals all over the country, and like music just being one of those things that really brings friends together, whether it be at a concert, whether it be at a party, or whether it be at a kickback. Music is always a part of like what we would consider part of like a great friendship. Airplane is like us representing exploration, travel, seeing different things, having a different perspective, being open to trying new shit. And then last but not least, Acorn. So when we were actually building our logo, we were trying to figure out a way to put Dallas into our logo without putting Dallas on the bottle. And that's what we tried to do. So acorns come from oak trees. So we were like, what is a way we can represent Oak Cliff without just blasting it all over the front of the bottle? And we decided to do an acorn. It always is a conversation starter. People are curious as hell about why we pick the random things we pick. So it always gives us something to talk about. And it's like some of the parts that are important to our friendship. So I knew what you meant when you said breaking down the shit.
I was like, dog, you know, there's a way that we could word this. I know we talk peculiar to one another, but
I got you. Yeah.
That was like, but you know, the funny part is that so when I was watching some that you were, and when you mentioned the acorn from the, I said that is, I love it. I love that part. Like I really do.
Yeah,
When it comes to, you know, just being a friend, what do you feel like are some more important aspects that way? Because you've listed what is important to the friendship that you guys have built over the years and the things that have unified you. But what do you feel like is important to being a friend moving into the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I think between the folks that I spend a lot of time around, most of us are aspirational. So one of the things I would say is important is folks that will obviously push you past your comfort zone, folks that hold you accountable, number 2. And then folks that really can see around corners for you, that love you and got your back, and that you can share your dreams and your aspirations with, that are like, hey, I heard you talking about writing a book. I randomly met this person over here. Let me connect y'all real quick because I know you've been trying to do this thing. Like pour into people that you pour into folks where they need to be watered. And like, to me, that's one of the most important things. How do you tailor your friendship to that person versus just being the same with everybody? Like different people need different things from you. And to me, what that looks like is like, okay, cool. You need more hand holding. Okay, cool. I'm gonna love on you this way. You need more me sending motivational messages. Bet I got you. I got your back. I'm gonna do this when I can, obviously. But you know, it's just really finding out how you can love on people. And I think one of the things you have to do first before you do that shit is just get to know people. And you know, if you have friends, like understanding them, knowing them. And then, you know, ultimately, you should be comfortable holding people accountable. Like your friends should be able to do the same for you. Like somebody that you can check on your shit, check on their shit, and they can check you on yours. And to me, that's like one of the other elements of like a great friendship. Somebody that's not scared of our friendship, like we know is solid, it's on strong foundation. So I can say this thing that's going to piss you off because you need to hear it. So,
yeah, literally. And shout out to Ricky, man, the good brothers. He's definitely that for me. Yeah. I wanted to switch gears for a little bit. All right, we talked about what your favorite. Well, I mean, I said favorite, but what outside of your own, what tequila that you like? All right, give me your favorite spot to get food at in Oak Cliff.
Yeah, in Oak Cliff. Let's see.
And if you say and depending on what you say, I might judge you, and I don't judge people. But you know, I lived in Dallas for 12 years, so you know, dog, like I taught in some of the at schools that you know.
Yeah, I got you. So if I say Rudy's, you're gonna judge me. If I say Sweet Georgia Brown, you're probably gonna judge me. Let's see, what would be the best place in Oak Cliff? Mm, I still can rock with. I still can rock with Sweet Georgia Brown. If I'm in the mood for like some soul food, some southern cooking, I'm a roll with Sweet Georgia Brown.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I respect it. I respect it. Now, for me, the Hendersons off of Malcolm X.
Oh Lord,
Yeah, dog.
I actually live not too far from there. So,
Word.
oh yeah,
So you know where Dade is?
yeah,
Yeah, I talked there before.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I can damn near throw a football from my crib to Dade. So yes, I know exactly where Dade
So
is.
then you right by the frat house then.
I can walk to the frat house. I walk to the frat house for PB Grandma.
Dog, what? Hey yo.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
that, dog. Yeah.
oh, okay. Oh,
South,
okay.
we South Dallas heavy, bro. We good. We
Oh
good
yeah.
over here.
Oh yeah. You definitely be in South. Okay, for sure, for sure. All
Yeah.
right. Let me see. That was that was food. That's funny. I said the old place in Oak Cliff, and I just gave a South Dallas spot. Let me see. Where? All right. Outside of Dallas, where do you feel like your second home is?
Probably Houston. My wife is from Houston.
Mm,
I'm in Houston a ton. My grandparents live in Houston.
right.
Uh, yeah, Houston is probably a city I know. I ain't gonna say as well as I do Dallas, but I know it. I can drive it without a map. I can drive it without an app.
Yeah.
So I spend a decent amount of time in the H just because, and my wife's family from out there. So Houston will be second. Uh, shit. I lived in New York, so I know New York pretty well too.
Really?
Yeah, those will probably be 1, 2, and 3. And then
Mm,
Austin, I went to school in Austin, so I know Austin enough, but I haven't lived in
mm.
Austin in shit well over a decade. So it's changed a lot.
Talk to me about that Austin market. Like, and people have said that Austin has changed quite a bit over
Yeah,
the years. You know, in regards to like, hey, keep Austin weird. That Austin isn't really as weird as it used to be. Well,
not
talk
even.
to me about that.
It's
Yeah,
not
not
even.
even close. Not
Uh,
even close.
yeah, I mess with. So I work full time in tech, and I work full time in tech. And I will say, I joke with people all the time that have moved down to Austin. I'm like, Austin used to be Texas with like a splash of California, and now it feels
Right.
like California with like a splash of Texas. It's like
Texas.
very. It reminds me of the Bay Area a lot, whereas it
Yeah.
didn't before. So yeah, it's changed a lot. And it's gotten
Yeah.
a lot more expensive too, which sucks. But
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, that killed the weird part.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of it got mm, ousted, I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
but you know, I wanted to I want to get into the goal of the show, the reason why we do this, and that
Mhm.
is philanthropy. Garnering support from the audience and putting it towards a charity or nonprofit that you care about. What charity or nonprofit would you like to spotlight today? And why
Yeah,
is the cause that it faces so important to you?
yeah, that's real. So I want to spotlight Breast Care International. It is an organization that is they're actually headquartered in Ghana, and they do amazing breast cancer work. Definitely in Ghana, but other countries as well. It's ran by Dr. Beatrice Wiafe Adai, and she's just an amazing woman, amazing leader. They have done so much in West Africa when it comes to educating folks on breast cancer, and then ultimately even helping folks that don't have insurance, that can't pay for treatment, that are pretty far along, that where it's in a really serious state. They've done just so much great work, and part of the reason it's important to me is when I was an undergrad, I actually did a summer working at the hospital in Ghana, and it was just an amazing experience. And to still be able to go back and pour into them and be able to go into the walks, I actually sit on a board for their international organization now, and the work they do to impact the continent, impact people that look like us that are suffering with breast cancer is just amazing. So Breast Care International is who I want to spotlight.
Most definitely. Hopefully, those who are under the sound of our voices in the future, whenever they are watching this, they will in fact be so inspired by you, what it is that you do, and by the work that they are doing, that they donate their time, their energy, their efforts, or even monetarily. Dog, I want to say thank you so much, sincerely, for who you are. I want to give you your flowers because you are doing a lot of great things, and shoot, man, you've positively impacted my life with your you and the rest of the brothers positively impacted my life with the product. You
Appreciate
know, I have two things I want to ask before we close out. And one of them is, how do you at this stage in your life show yourself that you value yourself?
Oof. I don't know. That is a damn good question, though. I actually should probably think about that some more. One of the things that I do, at least most days, is when I get up in the morning, try to hit the gym. And part of the reason I do that is not so much just for good health, but it's like to start the day with something hard and then to conquer the day. And then ultimately, like, even though I have a wife and a son, like, how do I put myself first? How do I put my health, my life first as I try to move forward? And I think that's one of the ways. And the second way, I would say I get a lot. I genuinely get a lot of joy and a lot of just pride in taking care of family, taking care of home, like being a great son to my mom, being a great husband and dad. Like that is me valuing myself. That's me valuing the things that God has placed in my life and that has given me the opportunity to be a steward over. So trying to take care of business.
Man, that's a very real answer. I love that, sincerely. And whenever you get a chance, dog, I want you to think about another way. Just get back to me with one more. Just one more. Whenever you had the time.
I will. That's a great question. Yeah. So probably in therapy too. I probably need a better answer.
I said, you know what? Maybe I should go to therapy now.
Hey, let me be the first, if nobody else will just come on the show and say, I am a huge, huge fan of therapy. Honest to God, I was not. My pops died almost 5 years ago, and that's kind of what sent me. And I will say, man, it helped me so much, man. It genuinely helped get me back into a really good headspace. It was like pivotal in like me getting me back on track with life. So yeah, anybody you should go. Definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a good brother that's out that way. That's a therapist, Cleveland Robinson.
Oh shit.
Good bro, dog. He comes to my yoga events and speaks at them. I will recommend, and I've interviewed him too, so I wholeheartedly recommend it to you, dog, sincerely. And if you want that contact, I'll arrange for that. But good bro, and good, yeah, he's good at what he does. I want to before we close out, we always like to leave with words of wisdom for the next generation. So I ask you this, what words of wisdom would you have for someone that wants to be a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated?
You sure you want this? I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
You're only facing what other men have met. You got it. Make your mind up that you want to be in it, and walk your path. Walk your path. Like, stand up tall, own your shit. Be a man first before you come and approach us and try to be a part of what we're doing. And then ultimately, I would say, is like, know your reason why you're here. There are lots of bros are bros for different reasons. Know your reason. Don't allow the frat to change you or to try to fit into some stereotype. I know bros, and I'm sure you do too, that are in all walks of life. Like, be yourself, be confident in yourself, and then know why you want to be here, and then be ready to work. We are an organization built on service, so be ready to serve once you're
here. That was out, dog. I love that, because you are absolutely right. We know bros in every field of human endeavor.
Absolutely.
Every field. Like from astronauts to bankers. Like, you just know somebody somewhere. I want to thank you again. But go ahead, dog. Please plug yourself. How can the world follow you? How can we support you? Where can we find the tequila?
Yes, sir.
Let them know.
Yes, sir. Well, again, appreciate the time. Appreciate you having me. Please follow us at Tequila with Friends. Tequila with Friends across all social media platforms. TequilaWithFriends.com/buy can show you the store that's closest to you. We also ship nationwide, so just check out tequilafriends.com/buy. And cool. I'm happy to connect with anybody. My tag should be at the bottom, but at BrandKScott.com. At BrandKScott on IG and Twitter and everything else.
Awesome. And I am at Ezel Moon _. Thank y'all so much again for tuning in tonight on the He Said What Network. This has been an amazing interview. I really can't wait. Like I said, y'all, he said it on here. When they're doing the documentary, I'm gonna be the guy that's in it, that's sitting with them in the middle of a field.
I got
the nice the camera set up and the lighting and everything like that. But yeah, dog, and if you know anybody that would actually like interview, dog, please send them my way. I've done some shifting when it came to my team, so things are going to be a whole lot smoother. And yeah, thank you again for your time, your energy, your effort, and yeah, this is it. That's it. Yeah.
Appreciate it, my brother. Appreciate it.
No problem, dog. Outro. Purchase my book, Purple Mike Wants a Bike, at Amazon.com. You can find it there. Just type in Purple Mike, type in Ezel Moon, and it'll pop up. If you guys want to follow me, no, not even if, go follow me at Ezel Moon _ on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at He Said What Network. Follow us on Instagram at He Said What Network. And check out our website, www.hesaidwhatnetwork.com.